everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. In their sustained effort to get people off the streets, Los Angeles city leaders are backing the development of permanent supportive housing. Mayor Karen Bass and Councilmember Marquise Harris-Dawson recently welcomed residents to their new homes in South LA.
3, 2, 1.
This took us working day and night for almost 6 years to get this reality to be here on Crenshaw.
Today we're grand opening 2 buildings of permanent supportive housing for formerly homeless folks, domestic violence victims, seniors from this area that found themselves in homelessness. As neighbors, we're bringing them indoors.
This represents an opportunity for almost 140 people to come indoors. Councilmember Marquise Harris-Dawson has thousands of units coming online in the next couple of years, and I think I'm really excited because South LA is finally being paid attention to, and we're getting what we deserve.
Well, we just went into 2 of the apartments, and folks said, you know, I finally have some stability, and they can slowly mainstream back into regular society.
Isn't it nice to have a day in LA where we can celebrate our people getting housed? And I had the opportunity a few minutes ago to talk to the folks that are living in there, and this is life-changing.
I'm happy. God is good.
Once I moved in, I was immediately hit with a wave of relief.
They gave me my keys, we went upstairs, and when I went in, it's like, wow. They're like, this is yours? I'm like, huh? Like, this is yours? I said, oh, wow. They were just ready for me to get in the kitchen and cook. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Final words are today is next week we'll be groundbreaking on another one, and the week after that we'll be opening another one, and we'll be doing it around the county. We're going to solve this problem, and we're going to solve it in our time.
More news regarding housing in LA. With taxes being collected from luxury real estate transactions, council members voted on using these funds for affordable housing and other protective measures. Take a look.
10 ayes.
This is adopted.
ULA! 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 ULA!
United to House LA is a very popular coalition for a reason, you know, because the cause is just. This is a moral issue. We're finally getting this justice of this funding being released to go to where it needs to go to help the people it needs to help.
$150 million for affordable housing preservation, construction, tenant protections, and about making sure that the departments have the go to start setting up for what will be a historic source of revenues for the city of Los Angeles.
You can go to our website, unitedtohousela.com. The coalition is going to be keeping, our eyes on this to make sure that voters in LA see the accountability that they expect.
There still are some big challenges ahead. There is a lawsuit. There is a ballot measure that could threaten ULA funding.
Special interest groups like landlords and developers have continued to fight tooth and nail to override the will of 500,000 voters and stop the implementation of Measure ULA. Is that going to stop us? 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 No!
If you don't have a permanent stream of funding to fund programs that help prevent people from falling into homelessness, you're just going to have a vicious cycle of homelessness.
Council President Paul Krikorian and Councilwoman Tracy Park attended the unveiling of the Republic of Artsakh Square in West LA. This naming seeks to show support to Artsakh residents.
We're standing in front of the building that houses the consulate of Azerbaijan, and I was just joined by Councilmember Park for the declaration of Republic of Artsakh Square right in front of this building. And the reason that this was important is the country represented by this consulate has been engaged in tyrannical, genocidal acts against the people of the Republic of Artsakh. And they are right now engaged in an illegal blockade to literally starve 120,000 people into submission. They're trying to erase the Armenian presence from that entire part of the world. It's the essence of genocide.
It is reprehensible that the Azerbaijani government would intentionally subject those living in Artsakh to living in an open-air prison.
Unfortunately, the people of the world have largely ignored this. So we hope that by declaring this intersection to be Republic of Artsakh Square, it will cause people to become aware of the issue. Hopefully it will cause people to speak out about it.
Republic of Artsakh is a small little region that has been of Armenian heritage and boasts a 2,000-year-plus history of Armenian civilization, yet it's been under threat of complete eradication by its neighboring Republic of Azerbaijan. It's important for us to make sure that the world pays attention, starting with places like Los Angeles.
The cry, El Grito, started off the Mexican War of Independence. Los Angeles is celebrating Mexican independence, and El Grito itself with numerous events like this one organized by Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez.
Los Angeles is home to the largest population of Mexicans outside of Mexico City. And it's for that reason that each and every year, not only do we celebrate Latino Heritage Month, we commence it with our annual El Grito celebration. El Grito marks that moment in history when average people came together to do something extraordinary. It was their cry for independence from Spain. And so that moment in time is commemorated here on the steps of City Hall each and every year with a civic ceremony, with our Consul General and all of the community to come out and celebrate. This year's theme for El Grito is Somos LA, we are Los Angeles. And it's important for me, as the madrina, to reflect that the Latino community and its rich cultural fabric is interwoven in so much of what is Los Angeles. We've got something for the entire family to enjoy, and what's wonderful about this event is that it's completely free. It begins at 5 p.m. with an activation at Grand Park, which is going to include a mercadito hosted by the Goddess Mercado, featuring tons of artisans, female local entrepreneurs from our community, which I'm excited about. We've got a silent disco, we've got food trucks, and that is not to take away from the incredible musical acts that we will be featuring that evening. We've got our headliner, Banda Machos, and we've got Las Colibri to Las Cafeteras. So we've got something for everyone to come out and have a good time and celebrate the start of Latino Heritage Month here on the steps of Los Angeles City Hall.
To find out more about events in Council District 7, visit cd7.lacity.gov. In our showcase of LA Public Libraries, we turn the spotlight onto the branch at Lincoln Heights. Located east of Dodgers Stadium, this branch has evolved over 100 years to accommodate the changing needs of its local community.
The Lincoln Heights Library is open for everyone. We welcome everyone to come into our library. So the Lincoln Heights Library started as a delivery station for folks who were interested in library services. It was just a storefront, and what would happen was they had one LAPL employee, and then they had volunteers from the community who would come in and help out. And then there was just books that you could check out, but it was very simple in the beginning. This branch here was built in 1916, so about 107 years ago. I think it's important because it's been here for 107 years, right? That means that we've been serving this community for that long. Since the beginning, the library's really been able to fit in with the needs of the community. The outside reading space and the stage in the auditorium here at the Lincoln Heights Library were developed or were here because they really fit in with what the community needed at that time. I know from going back and reading the archives, there was a lot of interest in performing arts, and that's why they had a stage. It was just, these features were important because it really showcased how the branch was made for the community to use it. So the branch was closed from 1990 to 1996 because it was damaged in an earthquake, and then it needed to be retrofitted, and then there was a couple of good additions that were made. So for example, we had to add computers, a central AC, and an elevator that made it more accessible for the community. But my favorite part was artwork that was added to the archways. It's really beautiful and colorful, and one of my favorite features that I had never seen or finally noticed was there's a dragon that's eating a bunny. So we're constantly trying to reevaluate how we connect with our community. This is Los Angeles, things are constantly changing. We're trying to make sure that, we are developing the programs that are gonna get our community members through the doors, that we're developing the collection in ways that people are gonna find it interesting and wanna read our books. We do see a steady incline of people coming in to use our facility, whether it's just to charge their phone, use a computer, any of those things. It's really satisfying knowing that they know that this space is for them and that they want to come and use it.
LADOT improves safety on the roads in Pacoima. LA Repair calls for proposals, and new regulations for RVs are passed. These stories up next on City Beat.
LA Department of Transportation improves road safety with a new traffic circle in Pacoima on Telfair Avenue and Montague Street. Funding for the traffic project was provided by the California Active Transportation Program under its Mobility Plan 2035. The traffic circle and intersections are part of the Neighborhood Enhancement Network, which will improve safety for all road users. 3 other locations are also getting these safety enhancements and were selected on criteria such as crash history and proximity to schools. For more info, visit ladot.lacity.org. Los Angeles wants you to share ideas and proposals for improving your community with LA Repair. The Los Angeles Reforms for Equity and Public Acknowledgement of Institutional Racism program is accepting ideas for funding through September 17th via their website. Across 9 marginalized communities called repair zones, the city will distribute roughly $8.5 million to projects decided on by the public. Ideas are welcome from anyone over 5 years old that live, work, worship, or study in one of the repair zones. A vote will be held in 2024 on the funding choices. For more information, visit repair.lacity.gov. In a move to regulate so-called van lords, LA City Council has approved a ban on the sale or rental of recreational vehicles for use as housing. The motion, introduced by Westside Councilwoman Tracy Park, asked the city attorney, along with relevant departments, to enforce state and federal laws relating to RVs. Additionally, Councilwoman Park introduced a separate motion that would create designated parking areas for RVs and prohibit parking around schools, playgrounds, and daycare centers. This motion now moves to committee for review. An uptick in RV dwellers, many of whom rent their vehicles, has raised concerns around public health, including illegal dumping. For further information, go to cd11.lacity.gov.
During the final stretch of summer, Angelinos were making the most of outdoor city events. NoHo Summer Nights brought neighbors and fans of Queen together on a special tribute night complete with food trucks. Check it out.
We love Queen, so why not come out and enjoy some music?
Say, I love Queen.
I don't love Queen.
What? No, you do love Queen.
I wanna away.
Queen.
We are excited to see Queen Legend at NoHo Summer Nights. He proposed to me at a Queen concert.
I did.
Council President Krikorian has really invested in community events. You know, it brings people out. People have been kind of locked up in their houses the last few summers. This is the first real summer that we have. You know, people want to see each other again. They want to see their community. They want to see their friends, their neighbors. These are, you know, family-friendly events, pet-friendly events. Just really glad to be out in the community doing events again.
What we like about it is that it's free and that they have the food trucks, so we don't always have to like worry about dinner.
Free and fun. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like a great thing for the community. Like, why not just get out and be in your neighborhood? And it makes LA feel like kind of a small town.
We're going to continue to put on events, and hopefully everyone will come out and support them. Keep up with our current events and what's happening in your community.
Find me somebody to love.
LA is a melting pot of cultures and the epicenter of the movie industry. It's also home to the Loma Film Festival, which celebrates mixed Latinx people. The festival provided a platform for stories from this community to be seen, shared, and appreciated.
One more time for Loma.
Today we are celebrating the Latinos of Mixed Ancestry Film Festival, which was created to inspire and raise awareness of the mixed race Latino community. The mixed race Latino community is one of the largest in the country, several millions of people, but is very little studied and understood. And so now we are hoping to celebrate that by sharing our stories of mixed Latino identity and filmmakers and remind people that we are here and we're still part of the community.
Loma stands for Latinos and Latinas of Mixed Ancestry. You got it?
There's so many different stories that need to be heard, that need to be shared, that haven't been seen in media, haven't been seen by others, and each child needs to see that their story matters.
There's a thinking out there, or a feeling maybe, that the Latino community is still separate from the rest of society, that it doesn't engage with everyone.
Festivals like this tend to change people's mind and perception.
We wanted to tell stories that we didn't grow up seeing on television and film. I relied on my community, such as my friends who are also filmmakers and creatives. We worked together to create a film that was ultimately for this community here in Los Angeles. We just wanted to highlight our communities in both a beautiful, queer, and of course, Latino way.
In the Latino community, there is a lot of racism among us. And the past 5 years, I've seen a big change. People are more acceptant. Here in this world, we have many races and ethnicities, and it's important to be more inclusive of those races and ethnicities. And this film festival does that.
From the very earliest times, Latinos have been mixing with our community. They are a mixed race community by themselves. But they are still mixing with other communities, Asians, blacks, whites, all together. And we wanted to remind people that this is still happening and it is a positive thing for us and for the Latino community in general.
Take a bite, enjoy, and enjoy some films. Thank you so much.
From highlighting mixed Latinx stories to celebrating Afro-Latinx culture, La Vida es un Festival brought bright colors to South Central LA with traditional dances, food, and an overall atmosphere of joy and belonging in every corner.
Today we're having a celebration. La Vida es un Festival. Afro-Latinx heritage and culture and music and food and all the things that make that culture important.
We have in this community the most diverse Black community and the most diverse Latino community, and many of those people are the same people. So this is a way of giving affirmation to those folks and to really emphasizing that we are all one.
These cultures, Black and Latino, Latino and Black cultures, are really a base of a lot of the things that we find in regular culture and regular pop culture as well. Everywhere around the world, there are Black and Latinos mixed. So the importance of this festival is really to bring together these cultural pieces of Afro-Latino heritage from the Caribbean to anywhere around the world.
The narrative for South Central LA is a very diverse people working together to create progressive change. And today is a day of joy and celebration. It reminds us, even in the most demented and deranged times, that we are one people and we can change the narrative together.
Come hang out with us next year or this year.
In this week's feature story, our own Anita Bennett sits down with Reverend Andy Bales, CEO of the Union Rescue Mission. As he prepares to step down and begin a new chapter, he shares his takeaways and hopes for the improvement of the homeless situation. Let's hear the story.
Well, he's been described as a tireless public servant and a beacon of hope. But after nearly 2 decades, Reverend Andy Bales is stepping down as president and CEO of the Union Rescue Mission. Joining us today is Reverend Andy Bales in his own turf here at the Union Rescue Mission. Thank you so much for letting us come in here. And we want to talk about what's next for you. So what is next?
What's next is I leave here about December 31st. In an education and feeding program for elementary kids called CFUMS, Children, Families, Urban Movement in Des Moines, Iowa.
Do you have any regrets?
I have regrets that things are worse on Skid Row than when I came. I thought I could, with the help of our community and with God's help, we could end Skid Row as we know it and make sure there wasn't one precious soul lost on our streets. And instead, not only did Skid Row get much worse, but homelessness spread to every neighborhood in Los Angeles, mostly due to bad policy by our federal government, our state government, our county government, and our city government. But a lot of it was due to what I think is our society kind of losing its moorings.
You keep sounding these alarms, but is anyone listening?
Yes, our mayor I have great hope in our mayor, Karen Bass. She is sounding the alarm louder than I could ever, and she's saying we can't deal with this crisis without dealing with mental health problems and without dealing with the addiction recovery. And she told me, she said, how long are you around? I said, December 31st. So she said, you're around for a while. Let's work together to solve this. And so I have great confidence that we're going to not only bring recovery, but even faith-based recovery to this problem.
Excellent. It's too bad you won't be here to continue working with the mayor.
Yeah, but our Union Rescue Mission will.
I hear a lot of children behind me.
We have so many children.
Has the number of children here grown exponentially?
We have never seen these kind of numbers. We have 900 and some family members. We have over 500 kids at all of our sites. Hope Gardens Family Center in Sylmar, Union Rescue Mission downtown, I think there's 400 family members, and there's nearly 300 at Angela's house.
Well, Reverend Andy Bales, thank you so much for having us here at the Union Rescue Mission. We certainly wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Anita.
In this week's Things to Do, celebrate El Grito at Los Angeles City Hall, attend Mexican independence events at El Pueblo, and join artist Wakana Kimura for a walkthrough of her work. All this up next on Things to Do.
Celebrate and commemorate Mexican independence with El Grito, hosted by Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez. As part of this annual tradition, LA city leaders will join the Consul General of Mexico to reenact the historic cry of the town of Dolores. El Grito will feature live performances by Banda Machos, Los Calibri, Las Cafeteras, and Banda Los Angelinas. Enjoy food trucks, a silent disco, access to resources, and much more. All taking place on the steps of City Hall and in Gloria Molina Grand Park. This event is free and open to the public. Don't miss El Grito on Friday, September 15th from 5 to 11 p.m. More details are available at cd7.lacity.gov/events. Celebrations of Mexican Independence Day continue all weekend at El Pueblo, which hosts International Braceros Day and Fiestas Patrias Olvera. Saturday kicks off with International Braceros Day, featuring entertainment along with a health fair honoring the contributions of those who were once part of the Bracero Agricultural Workers Program. Sunday brings Fiestas Patrias Olvera, as El Pueblo celebrates Mexican independence with traditional entertainment, cultural activities, exhibits, artisan displays, and food. Festivities take place September 16th and 17th at 12 p.m. at El Pueblo de Los Angeles Historical Monument. For more information, see elpueblo.lacity.gov. Join internationally renowned artist Wakana Kimura as she walks visitors through her latest exhibition at Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery. The walkthrough will be followed by a brief question and answer session moderated by Nancy Meyer, gallery curator at LA MAD. Wakana Kimura lives and works in both Los Angeles and Japan and is known for combining Eastern and Western cultural traditions in her drawings and paintings. Don't miss Artist Talk with Wakana Kimura on Saturday, September 16th at 11 a.m. at the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery in Barnsdall Park. The event is free and open to the public. For more information, log on to culturela.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. You can watch us online anytime at lacitywiew.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.